Hi students, now we are going to discuss about few concepts on quadratic equation, very important concepts. Quadratic equations. The second degree equations are known as quadratic equation, and generally we find the degree of any equation by finding the highest power of the variable. The standard form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. And the conditions are a comma b comma c are real quotients and a is not equal to 0. This is a very important that you need to remember, that the conditions of a quadratic equation. Here a value is a real number, a means here quotient of x square, and b is a quotient of x, and c is a independent of the variable, and we call it as a constant term. And where a b c values are real numbers, and a not equal to 0. Here a not equal to 0 means the quotient of x square is not equal to 0. If quotient of x square is equal to 0, then it do not becomes a quadratic equation, it becomes a linear equation, because when you take a equal to 0, when it is multiplied 0 into x square, then it becomes, the whole term becomes 0. Then it will be left with bx plus c equal to 0, which is not a quadratic and becomes a linear equation. And here we have four type of examples. The first one is 3x square equal to 0, and the second one is 5x square plus 7x equal to 0, and the third one is 6x square minus 7 equal to 0, and fourth one is 8x square minus 3x plus 8 equal to 0. And if you observe, these four examples are compared, this four example with the standard form. In the standard form we have got the three terms. One is, the first term is ax square, and second term is the bx, and third term is the c. But when we see the first example, here on the left hand side we got only one term, that is only 3x square. Here we have no the quotient of x and there is no constant term. And when it is transformed in the form of a standard form, the b value will be 0 and c value will be 0. Therefore, this example can be written as 3x square plus 0 into x plus 0 equal to 0. That means a equal to 3, b equal to 0, c equal to 0. And coming to the second example, here we have got two terms, and when it is compared with the standard form, and the first term is 5x square and the second term is 7x, and there is no constant term here. And here a value is 5 and b value is 7, and there is no c value, and the c value is considered as what, 0. And come to the third example, 6x square minus 7 equal to 0. Here we are missing the coefficient of x. When it is compared with the standard form, we have got a coefficient of x square and also constant term, but there is no coefficient of x. Now the coefficient of x can be written as 0 into x. Therefore, a value is 6, b value is 0, and c value is minus 7. And coming to the fourth example, this example is clearly in the form of standard form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. When you compare this example with the standard form, the quotient of x square here, a is 8, and the quotient of x, b is minus 3, and the constant term is 8. That means a quadratic equation can have one term, a quadratic equation can have two terms, a quadratic equation can have three terms. That means it is a quadratic equation with one term, and also it is a monomial. It is a quadratic equation with two terms and also binomial. It is also a quadratic equation with two terms and also binomial. And it is a quadratic equation with three terms, it is a trinomial. That means a quadratic equation can be a monomial, a quadratic equation can be a binomial, a quadratic equation can be a trinomial. Now coming to the next one, the methods to solve the quadratic equation. There are four methods to solve the quadratic equation. The first one is the prime factorization method, second is the complete square method, and third one is the quadratic formula, and fourth one is the graphical method. The graphical method is a very important for the 4 marks question. And coming to the first one, prime factorization method. The given quadratic equation, the middle term of the quadratic equation will be split into the two terms. That means in the next term we get the four terms. From first two terms we take the common factor, and the next two terms we take the common factor, and finally that will be expressed as the product of two factors, And next we go for when product of two factors is equal to 0, we equate the individual factors equal to 0, so that we get the two values for x. One value is considered as what is of alpha and the second value is considered as a beta. And the complete square method, this is a different method which will be explained to you with one example in the next video. And coming to the quadratic formula, the quadratic formula is x equal to minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, and I will write the formula here. X is equals to minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Here b square minus 4ac is a discriminant of the quadratic equation, and we are going to discuss about this discriminant in the next topic. And next one is the graphical method. Okay, and one important note you have to remember that a quadratic equation has at most two zeros. That means x has got, I said just now here, when you solve a quadratic equation in the prime factorization method, we get two values for x, that is the one alpha and beta. Here the two values are called as alpha and beta are called as the roots of the quadratic equation. That means quadratic equation at most can have two zeros, means the given quadratic equation may have zeros, may not have zeros. If it have zeros, it may have one zero or it may have two zeros. That number of zeros for a given quadratic equation can be found using the discriminant. And here we can find the discriminant of a quadratic equation using the formula d equal to b square minus 4ac. And discriminant is useful to find the nature of the roots or commenting on the roots. And it is a very important. Nature of the roots means what? The roots may be a real number, real roots or imaginary roots. If there are real roots also, again real numbers are two types. We know that they are a rational number and irrational number. And you can see the graphical representation of quadratic equations. And if you see the first three graphs here, first one, second one, third one, the quadratic equations graphically they are U-shaped parabola. Here you see U-shaped parabola, here we see U-shaped parabola, here we see U-shaped parabola. But in the next three figures, next three graphs, here we see the inverted parabola, here we see the inverted parabola, here we see the inverted parabola. And it is a very important to remember that we get U-shaped parabola first three graphs when a is greater than 0 in the standard form. Here a means coefficient of x square, here this one. When coefficient of x square is greater than 0, nothing but when coefficient of x square is positive, we get U-shaped parabolas. And when the coefficient of x square is negative, when coefficient of x square is negative means here a is less than 0. Now we get inverted parabola. See the first one, second one, third one. These are what is inverted parabolas. We get when the coefficient of x square, that is a less than 0, you get U-shaped parabola when the coefficient of x square a is greater than 0. And again you see the three types of graphs here. If you see the U-shaped parabola or inverted shaped parabola here, the U-shaped parabola, inverted shaped parabola cuts x-axis in two distinct points clearly. Here also it intersects x-axis in two distinct points. That means here alpha and beta are distinct. That means if suppose if you see this one, this value will not be repeated. Therefore alpha and beta values are not same. They are what here different. And if you see here U-shaped parabola in touching the x-axis at only one point, and inverted parabola touching the x-axis at only one point. Nothing but alpha and beta are what you know same. If alpha equal to 3, beta is also equal to 3. And here U-shaped parabola and inverted shaped parabola do not touch the x-axis. Nothing but what there is no existence of what is alpha and beta. That means the given quadratic equation has no roots. And when we get this type of roots, we get distinct roots when discriminant value is greater than 0, and we get a equal roots when discriminant is equal to 0, and we get no roots for a quadratic equation when d value is less than 0. That means discriminant value is less than 0, which is d less than 0 means negative value, d greater than 0 means what you know positive value, and d equal to 0. This is a very